Okay. Right. So the type of my cables here that now my connectors with RJ45. Then to end up my type of my cables here, my UTP at now we have two types, the straight through and the crossover. Ita packet tracer you saw those two type of my cables here. The straight through and then a board line with a black, then the crossover and then a dashed line. The difference, what is the difference between those two? The difference between those two is in how those two cables, two type of cables are made, one, and where is it used, the different type of connections where those type of cables are used. So the Ethernet straight through, so kana tiri kushandisa type of connections aya akanzi T568 is a standard T568A, T568B. When both ends termination yako ukashandisa T568A or B at both ends, it means cable yako inenge ichinzi straight through. But if you use different standards at both ends of cable yako inenge runzi crossover. And you can see here with the respective applications kuti anenge ari kushande laser rangu raende. Alright, so you can see with applications kuti inenge iri kushande. Then we also have the rollover. Why the Cisco proprietary is because it only works on Cisco devices. I think we encountered this one, Pachati. So these two, you see them very much in this course. Most importantly, this one is straight through. But you also see as we go, there is no longer need you could distinguish between the two. Either of the cables can be used. My devices, Edo, they are now intelligent. They know the two devices and to connect each, and you can use either of those cables to make more connections. All right. So the difference between this standard A and B, iri panapa pama connections. So pama wire, pa UTP inenge ne 8 ma wires inenge now, and my colors are green, brown, blue, and orange. I think yes, green, brown, blue, and orange. So you see the type A, the green, Genoa 02, bold and striped. Then we have the orange, Genoa 02, bold and striped as well. Blue, Genoa 02, brown, Genoa 02. But the Panap is a bit different tone. Panap 1, 2, 3 is stripe green, bold green. But the Panap, or the Sienna. Or the Sienna, we have this is brown, bold ningeri at the other end. Then we have orange, striped ningeri at the other end, green, striped ningeri at the other end. It's a bit different. This is type B. It's a bit different from my connections setup. That is basically what differentiates between type A and type B. Paunoisa termination yango, my cables or button say you join my cables say, and that differentiates it not a straight through and a crossover. I think we have a plug Ratino demonstrator tichigadzira some of these cables. My cables I'm not muri label munoisa port more from the port munoisa Ethernet line yenyu pama laptop. Start cable inogadzirwa very simple. All right. Fiber, that's another medium atinayo. We are in the physical layer. So instead of copper, this one uses fiber. And the type of signaling, you don't get chance light. What is light? Light is an electromagnetic wave. Transmit information here at very high speeds. Some of the advantages: high bandwidth, high speeds, low EMI, low attenuation. Why? speed of light. Light really very fast. The speed of light really very fast. Hey, that's why it is chance of fiber. That's why in a high bandwidth. That's why in a low losses. All right. We have the types of fiber there is that now as well, the single mode and the multi mode. The difference between those two Canistar and Yama modes is sort of light rays in simple ways. Light rays. Rays edu in a single mode, we have only one light ray path, straight path of light, just one. Don't get to transmit information. With multi-mode, we have multiple paths, multiple rays transmitting information here. Right. This one, however, in a multiple rays, but in a problem with those multiple rays, malosses edu anenge akati attenuation inenge yakati one day. We have matype emalosses atinawo chamaita edu nana Mike taenda kufiber yetu atinoti dispersion. We have dispersion which is increased with multiple mode fibers. So yes, ine mamodes akawanda, but that is a disadvantage here, dispersion. So you see that multi-mode fibers, they're used for very short distances, not very, but short distances. Not very short relative to copper, relative to UTP, to twisted pair, but they are short distances. So, and kana true transmit over longer distances, we'll see the tenda kushandisa single mode fiber. Right. Then I think you also need, as you go through this, you also need to know like some of my dimensions are my microns, 9 micrometers. This my microns. I don't know the term my microns, but I think this should be 9 micrometers, 62.5 micrometers. Micrometers, it's very small. Kakoke dako. Ni cladding. So yatinoti ko ndoka first pakati apo panenge kaburi kanenge karipo ndo munopinda light momo. Roita yatinoti total internal reflection, successive bouncing light bouncer. I think you can see it here. Light rinopinda rotanga bouncer, and that's how information is transmitted. Chinoita kuti risabude kubuda kunze, we have what we call the cladding. Then again, the sort of block the light kuti risabude kunze. So light rikangopinda ndo rinenge rakatakura information robva rafamba richienda, and the movement inoitika speed of light. So it won't take much time kuti signal ribve from one point to another. Right, kudhipisa kwakwenyu kwekuverenga apo. Fiber optical cabling usage. So fiber is used in enterprise networks, FTTH, fiber to the home, long haul networks, submarine cable networks. Recently I heard news pachitaurwa nyaya yekuti pane submarine cables I think is kuna Ghana wekuchinzi kwangu sitorina internet because of that. Pana amboenzwa nyaya which my cables, undersea cables adhakwa. Pana amboenzwa. Yeah. Uyo munhu ada kutaura nemaiki yakadhakwa zvake ndiani? Taurai tinzwi, ngatitaure nezvemacables. Unmute yourselves. Hapana akanzwa nyaya yeundersea cable yakadhauka. I think Central West Ghana iri kuchi West. No, it's East Africa. Nobody. Right. Fiber inoshandiswa FTTH. Chautono unoshandisa internet mune fiber.
Yeah.
Mune fiber makarongeka.
Yeah.
It was good. Vamwe tiri kutambudzika neEconet. Right. You see ana Chautono ane fiber havana kuti network yedu yakadhakwa unless fiber yacho yadhakwa. Yeah, inosvitsa internet zvakanakisisa. Yasiyana na wireless ana Econet vatoshandisa. even net one watoshandisa. Right. I also want to talk about mamurumbonzwa nyaya yanga iri kupisa ya what is better yana mask in Zimbabwe zvinonzi mapolicy makers head has kuda Starlink. You heard that? And I heard someone commenting, I think anozva zvaari kuita but ndokuzonzwa kuti munoziva here. Someone saying fiber is better. What is better? Satellite communication, Starlink an example, or fiber. If we are to make an investment, if you are as an engineer to recommend something to the government, don't invest in Starlink, invest in fiber, or let's invest in satellite communication instead of fiber. Which one is better or in terms of making an investment from your understanding in telecommunication?
Satellite haisiri nani here.
Ndiyanarotaura satellite haisiri nani, ndianadaro
Nditino.
tinodaishe.
Yeah.
Why uri kuti iri nani?
I think inokavha nzvimbo yakakura zviri easy like pakuseta up masetups achona zvinenge zviri easier than fiber.
Wait, true. But is it reliable though?
Yeah, inofanira because inosvika kana kumusha ka.
Inosvika, but is it reliable? Do you know? I'll para mwada ukomenta. Kelvin tsvagai mic baba. Mune MacBook yenyu but mic hamuna vaimi. Aiwa, mute yourself, amuko. All right, Tino, let's talk. Satellite, do you think is reliable? Do you know kuti ukangoita makore kana ukatanga unaya satellite rinobhaisa? Wambona satellite dish rako mafunction ari here? It's almost the same. It's almost, is that reliable?
Under normal conditions, are really reliable. Even my speeds are on
But my
high.
conditions at times they cannot be normal. Now replace that with fiber. Whether kwanaya, whether kwadi, fiber is always there. So I pose the question again: if you are to make a recommendation to the government, invest in FTTH. Now, there was a train at Obudiswa. Dandemtanda, I think, is running a link. Bed bridge, and people are actually laughing at them. This is old technology. This is one satellite, one Starlink. But the engineer and me are saying that's the best way to go. Fiber is the best way to go. If you manage to make an investment, you can connect every rural areas using fiber, then we have a reliable communication. You get what I'm saying? I know in terms of cost, mask anogona kuitira vamwe vanhu nyasha because data redu rinodhura and all, but that is because we never made an investment yekuconnecta Zimbabwe, for example, using fiber. Even my base stations edu wireless connections haako and all. But in terms of reliability, kana takutaura communication chaiyo, fiber is the best thing chaunokwanisa kuita. Do a little bit of research tizotaure muri kuziva zvandiri kutaura nezvazvo. Once what Tino, achiri mere Tino. Anyone else?
Yeah.
Research. Charlton, fiber or satellite?
I think fiber.
What is raining?
No.
Why fiber?
Reason yacho manje inyatsoramba kuuya. And like pamasele hanzi ndo like kanzima ndo maboost handiti like ndizvo.
No. Satellite communication, example satellite communication ndo ya mask yo Starlink iyo. Yekuti information yako from wherever you are kana ungori neka receiver ako, I think it takes is a receiver and transmitter ka dish ako or mavsat. Wakambona mavsat information inoenda to a satellite first in the orbit satellite, then yodzoka kubva ikoko or yoenda kwairi kuenda ichibva kusatellite. Yemabooster iyi ma-wireless networks edu yemabooster munoona ana Econet. Let's continue. Let's have this discussion on how it is. But for Ana Mkwasan Mombe, Ana Tino, as you go through your studies, like I said, Mr. Logic, don't just think of ones and zeros. Mukasangana nezvinhu mumapepa which relates to telecommunications, ready to understand how the world of telecommunication actually works. Kuti muzive kuti izvezvi chiri kunetsa chii. Nyaya yeStarlink yanga iri kupisa zvisingaite. And I was seeing a lot of people commenting, toda Starlink, toda chi. But is it the right thing to do? From a perspective of a telecommunications engineer, ndinofanira kutipa some of those answers. Don't just musamirira kuti tichazoenda kubasa tono. No. It's actually now you have to see some of those things and offer my solutions kuti tukwanisa kudii. Toenda naStarlink here kana kuti toenda toinvesta in whatever Dandemtande is doing right now. Right. Let's move on. I say a lot of things must make sense, but in my head it will be making some sense. Let's go to my connectors, fiber. These are some of the connectors that you know. So the same way we have the RJ45, but to connect my twisted pair, we have these type of connectors. I'm not familiar with fiber. I've never used these connectors as much. So we just go through next. Right, then we have my patch codes. My patch codes, they're sort of patching. Definition of patching is what is a patch code? Patch sort of join it there. What is a patch code? Ndo wakambopinda mindasi chauton patch code ichi.
Inenge iri ichi electrical inenge ingori fiber
Ichi
inoshandiswa kukonesa maelectronics.
inenge ingori ichi fiber inoshandiswa ita
Tingaiti chipatch
a patch code. Chii.
ifiber cable inoshandiswa kuconnecta electronics devices.
Yeah, the cable used to connect my devices basically. All right. I think one important thing to note from this, right? Tine single mode fiber,
Sorry?
yellow jacket, yes. But multi-mode fiber, orange jacket. So ukaona, I think I'll show you some of these cables to make a sense. Ukaona a yellow cable, it means you get a single mode. Ukaona an orange, it means it is multi-mode. I think we also have a blue, but it didn't have to deeply open on fiber that much. I think that's a discussion for another day. We have many different colors, but ukaona yellow is multi-mode, orange, Those are the basics for my colors. Orange, yellow is single, orange is multi-mode. Right, fiber versus copper. All right, I think this comparison is very important so that you understand which cable to use for specific applications. All right, in terms of the bandwidth, Trugona 10 megabytes, 10 gigabytes per second. Then fiber goes up to 100 gigabytes per second. It means fiber can accommodate more traffic than UTP. So can kushandisa UTP ndiri kushandisa laptop yangu 10 gig, that's a lot. But kana ndinoda bvisa traffic from the whole of UZ yese, traffic iri kubva paUZ yese. It won't make sense kuti ndishandise this type of cabling. I'll probably be using fiber, excuse me. Right, then panapa in terms of distance, less than 100 meters for UTP, this one can go up to 100 kilometers. That's how you understand, this thing, that's how you understand application. Can I connect to my devices? Why use fiber? It can be expensive. You learn with expensive over short distances. Fiber is very expensive. But over longer distances, is relatively cheaper. Why expensive over shorter distances? It's possibly because we have an alternative, twisted pair, which can work fairly well over short distances. All right, immunity to EMI, this is interference, low attenuation, high. Low immunity to interference, which means attenuation is high. This one is completely immune, voila, which means attenuation is very low. Very few information is lost through attenuation. But with this one, with increasing distance, more information can be lost through attenuation. Kuna na crosstalk, kuna na crosstalk as well. Consider loss, but with respect to fiber, it doesn't get affected in electrical answers. Why? Because it's an electromagnetic wave as guess. Media connectors, these ones are relatively cheap. Fiber, in terms of skill required to make my installations, like I said, twisted pair to take guys the next time we meet. But making my connections with fiber, they can be complicated. You need munanoziva. For example, kana takusvika kunyaya splicing or my fiber and all, it can be very complicated. Right, fiber versus, I think these are some of the things I'm just saying as an exam. You need to understand what is the difference between these two. And the goal and the where do I apply this specific type of medium application? Very important. Fiber, then turned up a wireless media. This is that I discussed so far. That is a wired media. What is the difference between wired media and wireless? Wired, we have a physical medium. Wired, reconnected in a wire. So you see the fiber here is basically a physical medium in a wire, copper, the same wire, but this is wireless. It uses my electromagnetic waves as well. Fiber here shines a light. This one can use my radio frequencies, the microwave, to transmit our information. Right, limitations: coverage area, interference, security, shared medium. All right. I think I'll go for security to explain security. Wireless mediums, with wired mediums, information here could you get access to that information unofanira kutointercepta kudambura wire woenda kana iri copper, then woita tap into the copper wire. Fiber haitoite izvozvo, you cannot tap into anything. The moment you break wire, then information is lost. So it's very difficult to tap into a wired medium unless you are on the other end utori laptop connection yatoitika kudhara. But in between, very difficult. But with wireless, limitations, nyaya security, information inokwanisa kutapwa mumhepo, vanotora komana, vanotora. So security wise, wireless ine limits. Interference kana fiber ichiita interference ko apa pairi wired, for example your UTP patone field pane chii watwista wire wadi, there is still interference. Ko signal ringofamba zvaro mumhepo, more interference, believe me. Even rinokwanisa kublokwa madziro, walls can block that signal. Makomo signal iroro haritopfuuri. Type of interference atinawo, obstacles atinawo. But however, I think wireless muno muZimbabwe, I think ndiyo inotoshandiswa sekudaro to connect to our devices, especially our phones, right? Wireless, but it comes with my limitations at the the reason why I think wireless is used in mobility, mobility, provides the greatest mobility option. Phone yangu nongobva panapa nayo kunobuda kuizetu ichingoshanda, no problem. But you cannot do that kana yakaconnectwa kucable yefiber. Mobility, that is mobility. Wireless mediums allow us to be mobile. Types of wireless media. All right. Reason why I was saying you cannot escape IEEE IRBANAP. All my standards, ADA wireless, they are defined by the IEEE organization. Name and number. So instead of saying Wi-Fi, instead of saying Bluetooth, I think those are the common ones. I'm not everyone. Learn to say IEEE 802.11, 0.11a, 0.11b, 0.11n, 0.11c, a, c, g. Learn to speak languages, engineers. Learn to speak that language. Kuitana ndudo pinda kapa 802.11. That's how you learn instead of Wi-Fi. These are the standards which define wireless communications. All right, and the physical layer specifications: detect, frequency, signal reception, antenna design. All right, so some of my standards, they define the frequency of transmission, power of transmission, different frequencies of transmission, running out of time again. 10 minutes. Signal reception, antenna design, how we design my antennas able to receive, to transmit my signals. There are standards which define that. And all those standards, they are found in the physical layer. Right, wireless LAN. Right, my physical devices edu atinoshandisa wireless LANs apo tunewa, for example, my wireless access points, access points. Ndaona boy 0 anamukwasa mombe muri parezi kaya. Dzima mic yako iyo. Makuvira achirimo here. Kana muri parezi, you are probably connecting via an access point. I'm not connected to Wi-Fi. You're connected to Wi-Fi. There's an access point. Rukuzo transmit information wireless, to transmit and receiving information wirelessly to and from your phone. Then there's an access point. Then we have my NIC adapters. Most of my laptops kuya nema inbuilt ma-adapters aya, but ma-desktops mataishandisa mamwe atichitori nawo, you see that they cannot connect to the Wi-Fi. You need an adapter. Go connect or I don't get a USB some of the times. It's a skaka where I don't get USB it cannot allow to connect wirelessly. And I see adapter. Then what else do we have? Packet tracer connected. All right, my packet tracers, my labs are. You need to do this. It's we are pere. You need to do every chapter later theory. Zandangoite papa. I hope we can do this often. Chapter 4 yatopera ukangozoti chapter 4 yerutaura nezvei otoenda kuma questions oresponda ma questions moshandisa the talent yenyu krema yamunayo oenda kuma labs, you take note of ma labs zvakasimba, ndo mafambiro atinoita necourse. So if not me having an hour tichingotaura tichingodiscuss a chapter like this, just browse through the chapter, just browse through, oenda kuma questions. Ma questions anokudzosa muchapter, packet tracer anokudzosa muchapter. We do that, we repeat until takuziva kuti zvii zviri kuitika. And basically that's it pa layer 4 ready. Pana nenyaya, pana ma questions. Questions. Tine 6 minutes. Taurayo nyaya dzenyu. Yeah, mkwasa mombe nganyararo. Anyone else? Mike taura ako ndo unenge une Mike. Tino, unmute yourself. Let's talk.
Yeah, thank you.
Zvese bo wapa chapter. Tino wapa chapter.
Ndichiri kumashure se.
Angarutaura ndiana usiriwe. Angadotaura ndiana. Mike. Uri kumashure kupi chapter yani?
Ndiri pa 3.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Takutoona kuti totangira tombonorevisa kuti chapter 4 takutomove forward. Mangwana ndo zvatofanira kuswera tichiito panozosanganawo Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday we need to meet. Mombo yamaona ma-switch. I think ndichaita plan yekuti tipowane ma-physical devices. Tomboona kuti console yacho yakaita sei, how do we connect to the switch? You see kuti zvamurongaita pa-packet tracer is the same thing that you'll be doing pa the real physical devices. All right. Kana pasina ma questions? Let me just go through, I think in the last 5 minutes. What comes after? What comes after this? We have chapter 5, the number systems. The logic design, you enjoy this one much more. The binary number system, the hexadecimal number systems. You see to discuss my computers they understand binary language. So that's why we need to understand the binary systems. But as humans, we understand the decimal 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now there is need for conversion between the numbers we understand and the numbers our computers understand. So basically chapter 5 will take you through that. How do you make more conversions from decimal to binary, from binary to decimal, from hexadecimal to binary, much more. Chapter 5 here, kana kusatomboiverenga musatombopinde nemo. Vanhu apa vanoita logic design, there is no need for it. Go through it, yes, but there is no need to do that one. Chapter 6, the second layer, the data link layer. What is the function of the data link layer? The purpose of the data link layer. We get introduced to my topologies, different type of topologies that We also get introduced to the frame, to the data link frame. From second layer, we talk of framing. Frame racho rakaita sei. All right. Then 7, Ethernet switching. Ethernet switching happens in the first layer and the second layer. So this is sort of button the two of those layers to define, or yeah, it's not Ethernet switching. Chapter 7, chapter 8, takupinda third layer, the network layer. Ndo pacha introduced to the IP, the internet protocol, the version 4, the version 6. Briefly get introduced to routing. Course yenye inonzi, it used to be called CCNA routing and switching. Routing, chichi knows routing, chichi knows switching. So this one will focus specifically on routing, just introduction. Chapter 9, address resolution. We have a protocol known as ARP. Chapter 10, basic router configuration. This one is almost the same in chapter 2. Some of my configurations, I'm not a switch are the same. I'm not a router, basic, the initial router configurations, almost the same. My host names, my passwords, almost the same. So I think we'll run through this very quick. Chapter 11, ndo patrufano sangana. Pachete IP addressing pane base pa. Chapter 11 in a bus. Pachete IP addressing, subnetting, to an extent, probably ndo panotangira networking zenye papa. This is the introduction. Apa ndo patotangira kuita basa. Alright, that said, ngatimbozorore vamwe vangu vane mazama. I think you deserve that. Vamwe vangu vasina, let's prepare to meet on Saturday. Since munhu wese atosvika pachapter 3 izvezvizvo, I'm expecting Saturday module 1 to 3 exam. Clear, done. Week after that, todonedza rimwe module exam. Tombofamba bichana. Right, in the net and double. Thank you very much for listening to me. Alelega. Goodbye.